In a cold valley in Norway, a man was walking with his 2 young daughters. Among the rocks, they found a woman who had died in a fire. Nobody has ever learned her name. The date was the 29th of November, 1970. The place was Isdalen, near the city of Bergen. A valley is the low ground that lies between 2 hills or mountains. The police found ordinary things around her. A watch. 2 earrings. A ring. None of it was being worn. It had all been placed beside her, and one investigator said it looked like a ceremony. And her clothes had been prepared. Every label was gone. A label is the small tag sewn inside a coat that tells you who made it and where. Each one had been cut out. There were no papers. No passport, no ticket, no address, no letter. Someone had carefully removed every single thing that could say who this woman was. 3 days later, police opened 2 suitcases left at the railway station in Bergen. They were hers. And they had been prepared in exactly the same careful way. Inside were clothes with the labels cut out again. Coins from Belgium, Britain, and Switzerland. Maps. Timetables. Glasses with plain glass in them, that corrected nothing. The fingerprints had been wiped from her belongings. Only one pair of sunglasses still carried a partial print, and it matched the woman in the valley. And there were wigs. A wig is false hair that you wear to change how you look. This woman had been traveling Norway as other people. In one of the suitcases there was a notepad. Page after page of letters and numbers, written in neat rows. It was a code, and at first nobody could read it. This is the moment where the story usually turns into a spy film. Secret orders. Hidden instructions. Wait. Because the police did break that code. It was a travel diary. The letters stood for cities, the numbers for dates. It was a record of where she had been. Nothing more secret than that. That record led the police from hotel to hotel, across Norway and across Europe. And at every hotel, she had signed a different name. Genevieve Lancia. Claudia Tielt. Vera Jarl. Fenella Lork. Each one was an alias, a false name that a person uses instead of their real one. Sources do not agree on how many names she used. Most say at least 8. To sign them she needed false passports, and not one was ever found. Staff remember that she often changed rooms after checking in. The last time anyone saw her alive was the 23rd of November. She checked out of room for 07, paid her bill in cash, and asked for a taxi. Then she simply disappears. 6 days pass. Nobody knows where she went, or who she met. Then she is found in the valley. So the police tried the only thing left. They looked at her teeth. 14 of her teeth had been treated, and several back teeth carried gold crowns. Norwegian dentists said at once that this expensive work had not been done in Norway. Where, then? They could only offer a very wide answer. Central or Southern Europe. South America. Or the Far East. It narrowed the world a little. Not much. The medical examination found sleeping pills and carbon monoxide from the fire. Sources say between 50 and 70 pills. There was also a bruise on her neck that has never been explained. The verdict was probable suicide. A verdict is the official decision. The case was closed within weeks. Yet some of the officers who worked on it never accepted that answer. You will also hear, everywhere, that she was a spy. Be careful with that word. In more than 50 years, no investigation has ever proved it. It is a theory, and it has stayed one. In 2017, scientists tested her teeth. Isotopes are natural markers left by childhood food and water. Her said she was born around 1930 and grew up in Germany, moving west towards the French border as a teenager. Sources describe that region in different ways. She was buried in Bergen in 1971, in a grave with no name. They used a metal coffin, so she could be identified later. She still has not been. If this stretched your English, stay with the channel. Next time, a ship found empty in the Pacific, with everyone on board gone.